What is going on, nerds and nerdettes? It's your boy Stevie B with a public service announcement for y'all. Now, some of you might, I'm going to write this down because this is my third take on this. I guess I couldn't remember the name or what they were called. But you're some of you are aware that this is going on, and I never really thought to be aware of it until I stumbled across this Facebook post, or excuse me, this eBay post. Now this seller is not doing anything wrong. It's a gray area. I mean, it's reminiscent of when Black Flag slapped them acetate covers on, the acetate gate, where they added to the book, and CGC was like, cool to me, but it is still an unauthorized reproduction of a cover. But he is advertising facsimile covers for some pretty big books, and the covers themselves are an complete exact replica of the originals. So at first glance, you might not know. Now, some of the books he has up there, like the AF-15, the first appearance of Spider-Man, that mint condition book would throw up a red flag, but some of them not so much. And we'll use like this ASM 300 that he's got for sale. It's not unreasonable to assume you could find a 9698 candidate in that book, because it came out during the era of collectors, where people were being bagging and boarding and protecting their books. It was pre-CGC, but it was still in that era where people were mindful that these things could be valuable, and they protected their books. So finding one in excellent condition might not surprise anybody. But this person, I mean, he is 100% transparent. He says this is a reproduction of a printed. It's a reproduction cover on a printed comic book. So he's not trying to persuade you that this is the real deal. He's not trying to do that. And he'll open it up to the inside, and if you look, and this picture's terrible, it's blurry, but if you look on this 300 ASM 300, you can see it says True Believers on the indicia, and that's something you really got to look for, because some people, they might not look at that, and although he's not himself selling that and trying to represent it as an authentic deal, the people that are buying from him, though, that's where the problem comes in, is that there are people out there that'll buy those, and he's selling them for $50 to $65 and up, and there's people that will buy those with the intent on selling them as the real deal, and you got to watch for that. So although this guy's not doing anything illegal, technically, he knows who his buyers are. Just like those people that print the prop money and sell prop money that is so realistic looking that if you don't pay close attention, even though it says for motion picture use on the front of it, but it's done in such a way that if it's not glaring when you look at it. So if you were, just say I'm paying for a service, here's $100, somebody'd say, okay, thank you, and shove it in their wallet. You wouldn't catch it. Me working a cash register at my job, anytime we get $100 bills, I look at that specific thing, and then we have the marker, that detects counterfeit bills. But the unsuspecting person that you pass that on to may not look at that. So although this guy is not doing anything illegal, and he's being transparent in his sales, the people that are buying from him might not be so ethical in their endeavors, and I think that he knows that. I can't help but to think that he is like the supplier of counterfeit comic books. You know what I mean? Why else would you do that? Why else would you reproduce a cover that's identical unless you were trying to deceive someone? Although, like I said, although he is not directly deceiving anybody, he is indirectly making it possible for others to deceive collectors. So that's something you should be watching out for. So whenever you may go on eBay or Instagram even, or Facebook, or even time you buy one of these, top dollar comic books, ask to see that indicia, because in the indicia, it should show. It'll show True Believers edition or Marvel Masterpieces or not Marvel Masterpieces. What's the other one? Marvel Tales, or even reprint. But it should indicate somewhere in there that it's a reprint of an original story. So check that indicia when you're buying, and be mindful. Again, I never thought about it. I never thought to even check it. But I was looking for. I was looking to see if there was a facsimile copy of the first appearance of Black Cat for a friend. He was. There's a Comic-Con coming to Northwest Arkansas in January, and Sam De La Rosa is going to be one of the featured guests there. And I was thinking, man, it'd be cool to get that book signed by Sam De La Rosa. And I was like, I wonder if they made a facsimile. And I checked, and this guy's ad popped up, and I was like, oh, there we go, they did make it. And I got to look, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, this guy is straight up just counterfeiting. And I dug and I asked my friend Luis from Comic Vantage, I said, is this legal? And he looked at it. He looked a little closer than I did, and he looked at the indicia, and sure enough, it said True Believers, or Marvel Tales, or something that indicated that it was in fact a reprint of the original. So that just led me to think, wow, if you weren't paying attention, if you didn't know to look, and you just trusted that what you were buying was the real deal, you wouldn't be able to tell just by the cover. So word of warning to you, these sites do exist on eBay, and that means that they probably do exist in other places. And it's not this guy, it's not that guy you have to worry about. It's the ones that buy from him, and he's had several thousand sales. So that means there's thousands of copies of comic books out there floating around with a counterfeit cover on it and a True Believers interior or reprint interior. So kind of scary, actually. So be mindful, especially buying those big books. Probably not going to see them on them $20 books, or even up to $100 books. But something up there with they get up to a couple $100, or especially if you're buying a monster grail like an AF-15 or a Hulk 180, 181, whatever like that. Check that indicia. Make sure that is not a reprint with a counterfeit cover stuck to the top of it. But I imagine what he does is he probably pries them staples out carefully, pulls that old cover off, and puts the same staples back into the new cover and bends them back down, and voila. I mean, like I said, at first glance, you wouldn't catch it, but so do your due diligence. Don't get taken by people selling these books as originals. But man, just kind of, I know it's hard to believe that happens, but man, I guarantee you somebody has been duped by these. But anyway, just a quick public service announcement. I am going to sign off of here, film my haul video for the week. So be watching for that, and do all those YouTube things that we love for you to do. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And that's going to do it for this PSA. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.